All right, guys, we back at it again. As you can see, we got some progress done. So let me show you what's going on because the camera did die. So let me update you on everything really quick. So as you can see, everything for the most part is taken off. So on the driver's side, I just had to take the wheel off and lower the lower control arm at the bottom. And then over here on the passenger side, as you can see, everything is taken off like we did earlier. Only thing you couldn't really see is me taking the strut and stuff off. All the old parts is literally right here. So I have this all the way torn down. So now we just have to get ready to disassemble everything so we could put this on right here, which is the front subframe or the K-frame. So many different names, but those are the main two. So in order to do that, we literally have to get all the way up underneath the car, because it's this big old black piece right there. That right there is the K-frame. It's the whole frame, front frame of the car. So basically, as you can see, it connects to each wheel and it's holding up not only the suspension, but also the transmission and the engine. So we have to replace that because it's damaged on the passenger side to where the suspension actually hooks onto it. So right there is damaged. It's completely cut off, so that needs to be replaced. So in order to do that, we need to support the engine and we need to support the transmission. Get up under there, disconnect the power steering, which is all the way back here. The rack and pinion right there needs to be disconnected. The brake lines and a few other hoses back there. And as you can see, it's a pain. That's one of the bolts right there we got to take off. So it's going to be a process to get it done, but we're going to do it and I'm going to take you along with me. So let's get to work. First thing we're going to do is try to remove these bolts right here. I'm going to get to the easy ones first before we try to get to the hard ones, which is over there on that side. So let's do it. All right, y'all, so after a million hours, I finally got it off. That's the front subframe. I'm about to show you what it looked like underneath without it. As you can see, literally everything is exposed, so it holds up everything. So I'm just supporting the engine and the trans right there. As you can see, that's the exhaust, the rack and pinion, everything, and it all sits on here. So this is the old one, and the new one is over here. I just got to bring it over and change up a few mounts. If you want to see what it looks like on this side, this is what it looks like. So, oh man. So now I just got to do that, transfer everything to the new one and get ready to put that boy back up on the car. We should be good to go. So as you can see the difference in between the two, this is the good one, that's the bad one. So I got to change the mount. So basically, I think this mount is for like a V6 or something. That one is for the 4-cylinder that we have. So I got to change out the mounts, take that one off, put this one on, and I'm going to put the bar on here as well. And I think that's it. So the only reason we have to replace this is because that piece right there is broken. And this one is good. So you can see the difference. And this right here is what the control arm hooks onto. So this is very important. If you don't have a lower control arm, you pretty much don't have steering. You don't have a tire. So that's the whole reason why this has to be replaced.
So basically here we just gonna swap over the two mounts. So once again, this mount here I believe is for like a V6, and we swapping it off with the mount for the 4-banger that we have on this car. It's a 2.4 liter. So super easy, just a few bolts we gotta take out, go ahead and swap over the mounts. Once we get that done, it's easy peasy. We also go move the bar over to the new K-frame as well. So we most definitely need to do that because that's an essential part to the suspension. So once we get that done, we simply go make sure everything is tightened down. For the brackets, make sure that's tightened down, please, because we do not want that bracket, that mount, to give out, because that's what's holding us the transmission in. It's very important. So now that we got that done, let's put it back in the car.
All right, y'all, so it's officially done. I did the front subframe. I put it in. It was a pain, man, and I didn't get a lot of footage just because it was kind of hard just to do it by myself. So imagine doing it by yourself and recording. So I'm gonna just show you the aftermath right now. So as you can see, everything back on. The lower control arm is back on. This right here is the new front frame. If I get up under here to show you guys, there it is right here. So basically this is where the lower control arm connects. This is one of the body mounts right here. Another one right there. Everything is already tightened. Right here was a kind of a pain. This right here is the mount for the transmission. So I had to put this brace on here and then lift it up with the jack and pull it down with the pry bar just to get the mount in place. But once I got that, it was pretty good. And the same thing on the other side, just another body mount and another one over there. But it's actually holding up by itself, so that's good. I had to take off the sway bar link on this side, but it's cool. It's actually right there. So everything on this side is good. I'm gonna replace the sway bar link here in a second. Then coming around to the driver's side or the passenger side, everything else is the same. Like I said before, now it's just time to get to the little damage down here. I got to take off the axle and replace that, and replace the lower control arm, put the shock tower back in place so I can hook up the knuckle so we can have brakes and stuff. So it's time to do that here in a second. So like I said, we're moving right along. The low key was a lot of work. This was, I would say like an 8 out of 10, bro. Probably like a 9 out of 10, to be honest, for one person anyways. But I got the new parts right here. The new lower control arm for the passenger side. I got the strut right here, the shock, sway bar links. So pretty much everything. So you already know what I'm gonna do. I'm about to set up the camera and y'all watch me work.
All right, so right here, you already know I'm putting the rest of the suspension on the passenger side. I'm gonna do the lower control arm. I'm gonna put the knuckle back on. I'm gonna put the complete strut assembly back on. I'm gonna put the sway bar links on. Just everything, the whole side, passenger side of the suspension has to go back on. So basically, I did all that work, and I finished up any other work that I had at the top there. And unfortunately, my camera died again, but no worries, you guys. You didn't miss much. Check out the final product. For the few people that did ask about this car in my DM, this is the final product. They didn't want the bumper painted right now. They said they go come back and get it painted. But as you can see, this is what it looks like, man. Everything is good. Everything is lined up perfectly. As you can see, it looks pretty good. So this was all the crap that came off. I'm talking about everything was super bad, bro. I'll put up a picture on the next slide so y'all can see and remember what this thing really looked like. But I got a lot of cleaning up to do around this place, but I'll do that tomorrow. But here it is. If you need some work on your car, mechanical, collision, both, let me know. So once again, this is what the car used to look like once I first got it into the shop. Remember, we did a lot of work to this car. It was a horrible, horrible, horrible condition when it arrived, but it left out on its own strength, driving, running good, everything. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Keep growing, keep taking on new challenges. If you like car content and you want to learn from, basic stuff to advanced stuff, or you just want to follow my journey, make sure you subscribe.